Hello, dear friends. Oh, I'm sorry. So I suppose now you can hear me properly. Is it so? Hello, dear friends. I'm very glad to see you again. And today we have some kind of a small anniversary of our program because it's the 10th meeting. And today we have a very interesting topic. It will be the topic of future skills project and the topic of the skills that are included already to the program of Russian competitions, but not yet included to the program of international competitions. And let me remind you that if you missed or want to rewatch some of the I would ask you to mute your microphones while you are not asking questions or leaving comments.
但是没办法，就那样子的上那个，我不知道多少平米啊，我不知道。哎，我的那个呢？
Okay, I suppose we can go on. So let me remind you that you have missed any of the meeting, or if you want to rewatch or to share, you can use this link you can see on the screen now. And let us discuss some rules of our communication to make it more effective. Please mute your microphones if you are not asking questions. And if you want to ask a question while somebody is speaking, you can leave your questions in the chat and we will answer them when it will be time of questions and answers. So let us look through today's program. Today we have very interesting speakers, 3 experts of future skills: Alexey Andreev, building information modeling skill; Grigoriy Shkolnikov, robot systems integration skill; and Svetlana Solomatnikova, drone operating skill. More than that, we have the mother of future skills, as we call her, Natalia Tretyakova. And we have an expert of surveying skill that is included already to Russian line of the competition. So let me give the floor to the mother of future skills, Natalia Tretyakova, and she will tell you everything that she knows about this project and everything that she does for this project. Natalia, please.
Thank you, Anna. I hope that everybody hear me and give me please rules for show you my presentation because I can't demonstrate my screen.
Now you have it.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, I hope that everybody see my presentation. No? Yes?
We can see.
Okay, first of all, I want to tell thank you for coming today, and I'm glad to be here with you. And I want to tell you about Future Skills Project. My name is Natalia Tretyakova, and 3 years ago, I took a big mission for myself, which still helped me to wake up in the morning. I do believe that my job helps to create new technologies and spread knowledge that can be useful for everybody. Future Skills is one of the priority initiatives of the World Skills Russia. We began this project over 5 years ago, and when I think about my work, I imagine 3 steps. First of all, for me, I call the first step is a diamond. It's about discovering a diamond. I call diamond a future skills, and my experience tell me that most of important is a person. It's about his or her motivation. I never know in advance where, in what place, and in what time it can be happen. That's why I should be ready in all the time. It means to be open mind. I should have my heart and my eyes open, because each of you can be a diamond, a career of unique skills. The second step is help to pack or to find a way how to pack in, to design of competitions for new skill. Try to find realize a new formats. For myself, I name this step as a diamond cut. And the third step is to climb to the top. It's about popularization. Success in this step depends on recognition and participation. And in this step, the diamonds becomes shiny. World Skills Universe is so big with different projects, and I help to find the way to the light at the end of the tunnel. Also, in my presentation, I want to remind you about main goals and missions and announce the future events or heights which we should climb. The milestone, which is called Kazan 2090, please use this link, and in my opinion, it's a good answer for understanding more about Future Skills project. And you can see what skills relate to the future skills, their contents, their participants, information about sponsors who supported us. And this website is also a good library where you can see history of our activities and artifacts, some artifacts also. Okay, let's continue. As I said earlier, a Future Skills project is one of the priority initiatives of the World Skills Russia, and of course, we are focused, and for us it's a great pleasure to be a part of an international world skills movement, which brings young people, industries, and educators together to give young generation a chance to compete, experience, and learn how to become the best in their skills of choice. Okay, we build together with you a movement which changes young people's life through skills. It's a moment of change. We create this change by inspiring young people to develop a passion to learn and the skill to achieve excellence through the skills competition. We are developing skills that help to raise global standards in the training industry. The young people connect globally and develop skills together. And of course, we have influence government and education system also with the help of an international cooperation. We build global partnerships to competitions. We create a measurable impact on building a strong local and international economy. And when I think about future skills, of course, I'm thinking about acceleration of technological and social changes and confirmation. We see this in this slide. We see that the technological revolutions is rapidly changing the social order. The world is not just changing, it's changing at an increasing rate. And acceleration of the rate of technological growth is clearly visible when we compare the speed of the expansion of new technologies in 20th or 21st centuries. While we needed decades for mastering electricity since its invention, widespread distribution of iPhones depends countries only took a few years. We are facing a very challenging task, which is to overcome the increasing rate of change to be in a healthy mood. And it's not at all. Different changes and criteria of this world influence us. We have many questions with no answers, but that also means that we have a variety of possibilities to find answers. And of course, with some of them, we have recently had contact. I'm talking now about COVID-19. Different changes, big and little, external and internal, had effect on us, whether we want it or not. But I tell first of all about Future Skills project, and one of the main criteria is a growing trend for preparing new specialists. It means that every day the number of needed specialists growing. Future Skills Zone also a good field for play to test your research, and it's helped to understand us and the direction of the next steps. The world is changing. New time require new skills, and new skills mean new tools. And that's okay. Future Skills, it's a good instrument for quickly responding to the changes in this world. And now I want to tell about, in my opinion, the main and the bigger part of our movement. It's about competitions. When I think about competitions, I think and also about about yardstick. This is a good opportunity to release where you are now, what you are missing, and where you should go in the next step, especially in terms of getting a new knowledge. Competition when you also is a place where experts discuss new trends and main criteria which have influence, and after they should compare and create together a test project, of course, with their close connections with industry, with employee. Competition when you it's a place where everyone needs to agree on requirements, tools, and necessary conditions. And of course, their best practice go to education system. And when I'm thinking about future skills in the next step, it's a slide. This slides show rapid success story, in my opinion. It's this experimental zone in Kazan 2019, and I have 25 shiny diamonds which were in Kazan, and 5 skills will be in the main competition group, and 85 countries will give a chance to compare in the skills. It will happen in Shanghai 2021. And of course, you can see in slide the name of them. It's a building imitation modeling, mobile application development, additive manufacturing, industrial design technologies, and industrial robotics. And it means that they are growing, of course, these skills. Maybe they are growing out of future skills, and I'm very glad to see it, and I'm very proud of them. And if I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about international cooperation, as for me, it's one of the main part of movement. Dialogue helps us to find answers. We exchange our experience, we analyze and apply the best practice, and we tell each other about dreams. These dreams transform to goals. We take responsibilities and see an opportunity, which helps us to make our dreams come true. It's difficult to achieve something big alone. That's why the communication skills are one of the main meta skills for surviving in this world. And next slide, I want to show you about an international coming events on international roadmap. And as I say earlier, we realized a big project which named the Kazan 2090. And of course, I hope that many of you was in our Future Skills Camp. We also took place near 33 countries participated in 19 skills, and it was a new format. And in my opinion, it was really amazing. After, of course, we look in future, and I hope that in nearest future we realized a Future Skills Challenge, BRICS competition. It will be in November, maybe after Anna help me to tell us more information about it. And of course, we're thinking about format, and the format, of course, depends on external factors such as COVID. Skills will be in Graz in January, and I hope also that they will have testing or demonstrate new skills and new formats. And of course, we will glad to make it together. And in 2029 will be Shanghai. We are still waiting more information about this event, and of course thinking about Future Skills Zone, and we will glad to help create something together. And Euroskills 2022 will be in St. Petersburg, and of course it will be great to discuss and make together a big operation. Also, we should remember about our national competition. It's a good place to have a contact between each other, and in December we will organize a university skills competition, and we will glad to see you in remote, in online format. And now in next step, when I'm thinking about project Future Skills project, I think like a product manager. And I understand that we have an expert evaluation in audit of further upgrade training. We running a competition, the competition or championships in different formats. We have experience to pack in new skills, new future skills according to the demands. And we are support tailored to your needs. And of course, after we implement our skills in into education programs. And look, if you want to change the future and life of people, join us. The point of view, it's not about where you're looking for, it's about from where you are looking. That is all about perspective. And I hope that this short presentation has made us closer. Thank you, and remember the future in your hands and in your skill. I want to how remember Anna said that Alexey Andreev will be a next and of course, as for me, building imitation modeling is one of the interesting and one of the not also interesting. It's about, as I said earlier, depends on leader. And Alexey Andreev, in my opinion, he is a really good leader. And in our team, he is a locomotive, expert locomotive. And I hope that he set us a competition model on the another format, first of all. And let's start. Alexey.
Yeah, thank you, Natalia. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, dear colleagues. I'm very happy to come to be the next presenter. Just a second, I'll share my screen. Screen one. Checks. Okay, I hope you see my screen. My name is Alexey Andreev. I am an international expert for building information modeling, or for shortly BIM, or I will call it as a BIM, but it's a quite new future skill. Interestingly enough, what we're really the youngest among future skill family. We're about 2 years old, but we're really progressing very fast. So that's why I will do 3 parts of my presentation. First of all, I'll discuss what does it mean BIM skill, what's about the Russian national championship, and how we as a Russian BIM skill team can help you to launch the same skill in your country. So BIM skill overview. Our BIM skill history started about 2 years ago. And you see here 2 pictures. One is from left side, is from Ireland. We launched the BIM skill in individual mode. And from right side, it's a Russia. We launched it, it's a team competition 2 years ago. So it was really in both countries, it was shows very great success. And I think in that moment, WorldSkills Russia made a very, let's say, risky, but very wise decision to include BIM skill to the future skill zone at the WorldSkills World Championship in Kazan last year. Also in that moment, they assigned me as an international expert to that BIM skill. And as Natalia told, I took over responsibility for the BIM skill development, and right now I presented the skill to you. We have proof that skill has a very huge interest during Russian national final last year. You see on that pictures, we have 2 Russian teams and 2 international teams. So by the way, one team was from Singapore, which is one of the most advanced countries or cities in the world in BIM. Another country, another team represents European Union, and it was the team from Poland. So we, together with Irish team and UK team, under the supervision of WorldSkills International, we developed a joint technical description for building information modeling. So we took the best from each country, from Irish and from Russian, and combined it into one technical description. That technical description is already approved by WorldSkills International, and you can download it from worldskills.org site. So I hope we'll have the same rules in Shanghai. In August last year, we have BIM skill in future skill zone. And as you see right now on that picture is awarding ceremony. The Irish team won, Russian and Belarus team got the silver medal. That was very interesting and was very tough competition. Interestingly enough, we had places only for 5 teams, but we have application from 8 countries. So unfortunately, who first came got the place here and participated. And again, interestingly enough, as you see, the Belarus team was shared with Russian team with silver place, but they did not launch a proper competition on the country level. But it does not stop them to the podium. The good preparation could help new countries got really good places. And what we have right now, building information modeling is one of the skills, future skills, skill which is recommended to Shanghai. So I mean, the final decision will be done during the General Assembly. So that's why I still think we really recommended skill, but we really have very good interest from among the countries and about industry. Yeah, the question is why where we comes to so far what we right now so popular, so we develop so fast. The reason is very easy. Many countries has a huge demand for BIM professionals. That's a country which was mapped 2 years ago. And you see all continents are here, and that represent country governmental lead initiatives around BIM. So I mean, all countries are here, all all continents are here. If we're talking about very BIM, is it something new? Historically, as you know, we as a humans are building over 1,000 years. So in principle, if you look on the the big buildings, historical buildings in Rome, it's was built around 2,000 years ago, and they still staying, and they still really fascinating from the masterpieces of the people who built it. But what happens now? Now we have really fallen situation. First of all, each day, only on construction site, we have about 220 million people who work in each day on the construction site. We building right now much more than we built 2,000 years ago. We increase the complexity of our building. We increase demands to our houses. So that's why the complexity and the demand to interoperability is really increased. But if we look into the really economical stuff, unfortunately, from construction industry, the productivity over 40 years is not so improved as comparing to the other industries. Another fact, what the construction industry is responsible for 30% of our global waste. So I mean, still many things is not optimal. If we're looking about the duration of the construction, it's differently from country for country, but from 30 to 80% of our construction taken longer than it was planned. So it's all shows what it's very inefficient, still inefficient area. With a BIM is quite new approach, which could help us to change that. So the definition is, you can see, you can read on the screen, but the main differentiation, what we have really approach to see building through its life cycle. So from the idea to designing to construction and to really operation and maintenance, and after an hour we come into either to another cycle through renovation, or we really demolishing it. But we really look at through with a really holistic approach we use it. Secondly, we use all modern opportunities of modern technologies. So I mean, computers, clouds, internet, IoT, smart city, smart home, it's everything here. And the core of that approach, what we have a model, so digital model or digital twin of the building. Having that in mind, having the very good digital models enable us to have these benefits and new qualities, like for example, we could during the designing phase avoid any possible clashes which could occur on the construction site. We can really do the proper planning, what we will have the construction technologies, techniques on the site only in the time when it's necessary. We can really predict exactly how much materials do we need, which one, and then. So we immediately reduce all this extended cost. And if we're talking about operation and maintenance, we can avoid any unsuspected problems if something went wrong, just because we know everything about building. We do our maintenance in time, and we don't have any unpleasant surprises. So everything, it's really comes to what we will have a new quality of work of architecture, constructors, and maintenance workers. In our skills, we concentrated only in the beginning on that life cycle, in the moment where this digital model, BIM model, is creating. And the more, the better this model will be created, the more benefits will get any next steps in that life cycle. So that's why we right now in our skills concentrated on that, maybe the most important part of that life cycle. The big companies started to use this BIM approach in end of 20th century. But it was used usually for some unique buildings. For example, the London Olympic Stadium for Olympic Games in 2012 was built using the BIM. All stadium in Russia for World Cup, for Football World Cup in 2018 was built with the BIM. But right now it's spread it to the industry, not only in use, not only for these unique buildings. In 2011, UK government requested the BIM implementation for construction project with a goal to reduce the cost of the project by 20%. we started it, and it was so successful what 3 years later we did another approach about which will additionally reduce this cost to 34%. So altogether it will give 30% decrease in cost for the construction, and we have additional goals. So all other countries saw this example of UK because it's open data, it's really possible to do, and decided to follow this way. And what the first map which I saw was almost each country had some initiative in that area just because we saw that example of UK. So that's why in almost any country, the BEAM approach is implementing, and we have a huge demand for BEAM professionals. Another proof what interest to our skills was showed the skill camp which WorldSkills Russia hosted 2 months ago. We again had the most populated skills, so we have 136 participants from 16 countries, and that was really amazing, amazing event because we gathered people from all around the world with different approach for modeling, but we really did very successful. So I mean, that's really fascinated me, and that's really works well. So about Russian national final and about BEAM skills. So that is a map of Russia with country which participated, region, sorry, which participated in our BEAM skills. And if you can see, initially last year, we have 2 teams from one region. Right now, we had 9 teams from 8 regions. And as we have a remote format, we have 7 time zones across Russia. So the east part was in Yakutsk, the west part was in Kaliningrad. What we additionally did, that is really example. If you want to see what was the task, what's the technical description, I put here 2 QR codes. You can really just make a photo and download, or you can go to WorldSkills Russia websites and found it. But you can, if you're interested in just, I really encourage you to use this opportunity to have downloaded and using Google Translate to see what we are doing, what was the task, and and you will see next slide the outcome. And we have a technical description. Why I put it here? Because still in Russia we have a different approach. We have team approach comparing with individual approach on global level. But if we're talking about this WSSS part, so WorldSkills skill specification, it's about 95% the same. So 5% it's about country specific, but 95% in the same. So we little bit differentiate in the really in realization. So we have a little bit more for design phase comparing with international, where we have more modeling part of a job. But in principle, we are assessing and we testing the same skills, the same best practices. The question is what our competitor did, and I prepared here some example from one of this year winners. So you see from the right side is a visualization. They did the complete project, and from left side you see they really more detailed view. So from left side we have 3 parts of a building. Left side is architecture modeling, and right side is construction modeling. But we also did the territory planning, and the most important what we did, we really created this BIM model which contain information about the materials, about which would use, about characteristics, about type of, for example, the materials which would use, And based on that information, they really created a comprehensive BIM model. So it has graphical information, it has contextual information, and it has fact information and additional visualization. In principle, on the WorldSkills international level, it will be done the same, but not in, so let's say here we had 2 team competition. It will be, for example, modeling only 1 building instead of 3, but more or less that will be the same on the global level. If we're talking about our layout, so that is the presentation, how it looks like. You see, we don't have much equipment. We don't need much equipment for that competition. From the left side, it's place for the competitor. So you see, we have 2 cameras which capture it day and night. They and the computers, so we can really track everything was fair. From the right side is a table for technical assistant. It's a person who could assist to competitor if something went wrong. And again, you see here additional camera which captured the full competition area. We agreed about following: the technical assistant could help only if chief expert will allow it. The chief expert, we had a special place which called a Center for Skill Management. We have more or less the same layout. So we also have 2 working place, chief expert and deputy chief expert. We have additional table for technical assistants, but it also was a camera, so it was really transparent. If I really reflecting back, we had our skills last week. Everything went well, so no, it was no problem with connectivity. It was no problem with any frauds or etc. So it was really well. We had additional, let's say, work for the chief expert and deputy chief expert, just because they should come sometimes earlier, because we have 7 time zones to adjust that and let people in remote territory to start more or less in decent time. But aside that, everything went well. And if you're talking about the team which did it, again, we experimenting with some variants because we have a remote mode. We were dedicated 2 person who sat in that center for skill management in chief expert and deputy chief expert. So their goal was really organize and run and make sure what the the skills works well, the competitor works in fair manner according to code of conduct. Me and another expert was assigned as assessment experts. So we joined for the assessment purposes, and we didn't have expert compatriots just because of that remote mode. So only that team has assessed all competitors' work. Additionally, what we experimenting, we try to use this auto assessment, so automatic assessment mode. So that is example how it looks like. So from the left side, it was possible to select a set of aspects to be assessed, and automatic procedure run and check the model. To be sure what it's checked correctly, all protocols about checking protocols was exported to Excel, and from the right side you see the Excel file, and we could check if everything went well. For example, you see from probably you can see, for example, one result in 7th row is euro, and we can really check what is euro. Is it really the problem was with our auto assessment program, or it's really missing something in the model? So I would say what that really works well. It's really effective way and for transfer judgment. We also have some judgment assessment. So I mean, we as an expert judge it. So it was not only measurement as marks, but also it was some judgment marks. And we did it exactly following the procedure, standard procedure of world skills. But in principle, if we have 9 teams or 9, it's really speed up our work for very much. But we also have some backside. It requires much preparation time just because, and additionally, we should really create a marking scheme which is possible to assess using this automatic check-in system. So another challenge we had on the Russian level, we have a multi-vendor approach. So I mean, that example which I show went very well for Autodesk Revit. And we had 6 team of 9 who used this software. So at least for 6, we had very good speed up. We did a little bit, some more or less similar system, which was not so advanced, but used for the Russian vendor, it's called Renga. But for additional vendor, we should really do it manually, just because it was not possible to use the same or similar approach to do this automation. But in principle, if you're talking about having next year, having even more region who will join our skill, that will really works. And we working close with WorldSkills Russia. About that, I provide reports to Natalia about our first experiment. So I would really think it's really worked well, but there is some overheads with that. So and finally, it's my last part and last slide, how we can help you to start these skills in your territory. First of all, I would really mention what's I guess there is still opportunity for you to apply for Shanghai. So I mean, so I would encourage you what you will consider about the opportunity and really apply. Why I would recommend you to do it? As you know, I already had communication with many technical delegates about what skills, and we told, yeah, but we don't have it on national level, etc. But the best approach to start something, to learn something, is really do it. And we have right now a very good example for example, from Belarus, who did not do the national championship, but the team was very well motivated, prepared very well, and we shared the silver place in Kazan. So I mean, even if you don't launch it yet on your national level, I would recommend you to apply, just because it will immediately have positive effect to your educational system and to your industry. Secondly, we as a Russian team for WorldSkills, for BIM team, can help you in that journey. We can help to prepare your experts in BIM, because usually it's really people coming from new to WorldSkills, and they should really know the procedures, documents, how it works. And we can design and run the skill camp. The example I show you several slides before, and that was my goal to show to really grew up, or at least to show to experts in other countries what does it mean to be an expert at BIM skills, and really show how a competition looks like. So that is really possible. The next item where we can help you, it's prepare test project. Why I think it's really did it special life for that, just because that is not very easy way. we initially thought we can take some model, some project which our universities have or colleges have for educational purposes, but we discovered what it is too easy, first of all, and unfortunately it has too many errors there. So what the way we found the most effective way? We're working with the industry, and we really work with them about sharing their models. And after, it's necessary step to adapt their models to the competition conditions and to international level. For example, if I will take models from a Russian company, it will have too much Russian specific, which is not necessarily needed for the international competition. So that's why it's usually has a combination what we work close with industry to find a model, to discuss, and then to adapt it. So, and right now we have in Russia very good companies who design industry partners who really one of the best BIM leaders in Russia, and they right now BIM managers for the tallest building in Europe. It's Lahta Center in St. Petersburg, so they very knows very well. And usually we really work with them together to create models, to create a task for their competitions. And the last one, we can really help you in organizing or even organize and manage your BIM skills in your country by ourselves. That is probably the most effective way, just because it will be real competition. It will be really training on site from your experts, and it will be really a real task for the competitors. So I mean, that's where I see we can help you, and I hope to see many of you. So the best way, all of you in Shanghai. And if you need my contacts, that is here my contacts. You can reach me out or either through WorldSkills Russia, through Natalia, or through Anna, or through Alina, or that is my direct contacts. And with that, I'm finishing my presentation, and I would like to hear your question, please.
Thank you very much, Alexey, for your great experience and for sharing it. Dear colleagues, if you have any questions, please share them or unmute your microphones and ask, and Alexey will be glad to answer. Maybe you want to ask about this automatic assessment or about anything else. Okay, I suppose we can go further, and if you have some questions later, you can leave them in the chat, and Alexey will answer them later, or we will forward them to Alexey if he leaves the meeting till this moment.
Okay, thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Alexey. And I would like to introduce our next speaker, Svetlana Solomatnikova, drone operating expert. You already familiar with Svetlana. If you participated in Kazan 2019 or Future Skills Camp 2020 or some other events organized by Svetlana and her team, please, Svetlana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. So do you see me and do you hear me? It's okay? What about sound?
Yeah, we can see and hear you properly.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anna, for your introduction. And now I'm going to share my screen. So hello, everyone, and let's get acquainted. My name is Svetlana Solomatnikova, and I'm drone competition and activities manager at Copter Express company. And also, I was a chief expert at WorldSkills Kazan, and now I'm chief expert at the WorldSkills National Competition. First of all, what I would like to tell you today, I will tell you about our skill. There's a skill in the remote format. And also I provide for you some examples of our test project. Okay, let's start. So first of all, some words about our drone operating skill. Drone operating skill, it's not only drone. For now, we provide some tasks. We believe that autonomous drones is very important for all areas of industry, and our participants and our specialists should to know about how drone works and how drone piloting and how to program drone. So also, as you know, drones are widely used in the world, and it can be started from search and rescue area, filming, security, inspections, and also for now it's very popular areas such as science and research, cargo delivery. So delivery in the many countries are very important area using drones. Agriculture, of course, and drone swarms. So some words about our skill. Our skill was founded in 2016. In this year, we provided the first national competition, and we have only 5 colleges, 5 students. So in next year, in 2017, we provided the first cross-industry competition for specialists up to 49 years old. And also in this year, we provided competition for the university students. But also, we believe that juniors and school students are very important. And we started for them competition area too. We started from 14 and up to 16 years old. In 2018, it was our first year where we participated in the international competition, which was organized by BRICS Challenge and provided in China and South Africa. And also in the University League, we have 5 universities, and main league, we have 15 colleges too. The 2019 year was very, very impressive for us and very, very important because it was the start of our international competition where we was a host. So we provided WorldSkills in Kazan, and we have 8 countries such as participants. Also later in this year, we provide the first program for specialists such as senior retraining for who has more than 50 plus years old. And we have some activities for juniors, and age of them was decreased up to 12 years old. And 2020 was very unexpected and has some surprise for all of us. And in this year help us to combine many participants from many countries around the world. and we provided skills camp in July, and in our skill camp we have more than 80 participants from 11 countries. And now all competitions will be provided in the online format, because it's a very interesting and useful experience for it. And I will tell you more about this one later. Okay, and also in this year, we plan to start activities in the competition for age from 7 years old. So this is our map. This is map of our community. For now, drone operating skill and drones community has more 500 active members. It's people from more than 200 organizations from different countries of the world. It includes schools, colleges, universities, and other companies. And for this year, and during the last 4 years, we provided more than 100 events with drones and with autonomous drones, such as hackathons, competitions, camp, trainings. And the most interesting thing that average age of our community has 20 and 3 years old, because it includes school children, college students, university students, young specialists, and of course, drone fans. So, and this map includes countries who was involved in our activities in World Skills, according to World Skills. It was in Kazan, and starting from Kazan. And in July, we provided camp for many people who interested in drones and who start to learn this technology in their country. Okay, so what about traditional competition? So now I will show you the video how our competition in Kazan was provided. Oh, sorry. So I think it's ending. Oh, this one. Yes. So during the 4 years, we invite some countries in Russia, and we have a first international participants on the cross-industry competition in 2018. It was participants from China. Yeah, and during the competition, the real competition allows to provide more attractive events, but it takes more free areas of it, and of course it's too expensive. And the traditional competition in Kazan, we have only 10 competitors, 5 from the 16 and up to 22 years old, and 5 for juniors. But what about remote format? Remote format allows us to have more opportunity to involve new people, inspire them, and teach and learn and transfer our technologies to the world. So this is some statistics of our camps. In July, we provided Future Skills Camp for countries, for 12 countries. This event was continued during 7 days. And also in August, we provided Asia Skills Camp, which participated country from Asia region. And we also involve in other countries who wants to learn more about drones. Totally, we had 85 participants from 12 countries, and also online help us to provide and to get more online courses, to create more online courses. And now we have more than 8 tutorials describing how to program a drone, how to using any tools for to perform tasks in autonomous mode, and some recommendation about how to build a drone, how to develop it, and how to customize it. And of course, it is in open source, and you can use it. It starts now. So, and pandemic time, it's a very difficult time for all of us. But it's also a time for opportunities and possibilities. So during this time, we prepared different online courses which had a focus on autonomous drones, for simulation tools such as Gazebo, for coding, and training of piloting skill. We use for it FPV simulation systems. And also 3D prototyping. Of course, we can use it in the remote format too. Also, in real life, we have some route where we have several steps of the creating product or creating new system or developing it. So first of all, we need to use a simulation system, and we provided their camp using Gazebo simulation, where our participants can learn about more drones and about how to program drone. And they have learned Python language, simulation environment, and get new knowledge about computer vision. So how it was? The simulation system, you can create different tasks, different missions, and you can watch how it will be performed. So when your code will be successfully in the simulation environment, you can check it on the real drone, and it helps you to save your drone. And it is mean that your tests will be cheaper if we compare it with the real test on the real drone, because a real drone can be broken during the test. But before it, you can test on the simulation system, and after it, check on the real drone. So, but what about real drone? So after we performed a simulation task, we go to the real drone. So, and now we have organized remote venue for the competition. Remote venue includes the flight zone, drones, and experts who will provide the technical side and assessment during the competition. So their teams connect to the remote venue using platforms such as Zoom, Telegram, or Discord. They can watch the live video and send their report to check it on the real drone. yeah, during the remote venue, we provided more than 300 autonomous flights, and now I will tell you, I will show you how it works. So yes, we have some experts who provide connection with participants, and on the real drone, after getting the code, experts start launching the drone flight and provide assessment of this flight, of this coding. So in this video, you can see how drone performs the task about measuring objects. So drones don't know about height of the object, and the drone needs to know it and make a report. Report will be assessed, will be checked by expert. And also competitor use information only from drones. During the flight, they need to collect more information about flight zone, about the polygon, and perform and solve this task. Okay, so this is the example of workshop how we organized on the skills camp. We have 14 teams, but in Russian national competition, we have more than 37 competitors from all regions in Russia. And also we have international guests from Ecuador, Ghana, Emirates, Kazakhstan, and Malaysia, who compete on the same venue and performing the same test project. So this is example of our center of the competition, of the providing competition. And now I would like to show you to make some excursion about our venue. Just a moment. I will connect using my phone.
Yeah, so now we are at the venue, and this is our remote venue at the national.
Sveta, you have muted yourself.
Thank you, sorry. So now we at the National Research Nuclear University, and this is our flight zone where autonomous drones compete, and where we provided different models of the flight. So this is an additional flight zone for international competitors. This is a control station for drones. This is a control stations for the big flight zone. And this one, this is a control station where our experts provide a supervisor of their competitors and participants. So many regions from Russia. Just a moment. So many regions from Russia need to provide the video recording of their workstations, and we need to check it. Okay, so I will continue my presentation. Yeah, I'm again with you. Okay, so okay, next, this is oh yes, this is our center of the control competition, and here we provide the supervision of the competitors. This is a view from the camera of the workshop from competitors. And what about test project for the national competition? We have 4 models in the remote venue for 4 categories. So main category performed 4 models, includes monitoring, multi-capture diagnostics and repairing, FPV piloting, and autonomous flight coding. Juniors has 3 models without monitoring, and for international participants, we stay only 2 models, FPV and autonomous flight coding. And autonomous, we check their programming skill, and FPV piloting, we check them their piloting skill. So some words about monitoring. During the monitoring model, competitors need to provide photos and video recording from the drone, which will fly on the remote venue. Drone equipped special camera, which recognize different type of the objects. Such drones can equip the thermal camera, and thermal camera allows us to recognize temperature of the object. And competitors need to save this report and send to the expert for assessment. So very interesting model, multi-capture diagnostic and repairing. Very useful because it's helped you to find some mistakes and errors and provide the repairing of your drone. Competitors get that test which they need to pass, and after it they get the video where our experts told about malfunction on the drone. For example, on this video, I describe the error with the which happened after drone crashed and repair the battery by another participants. So I tried to connect the battery to the charging station, but the battery said me about errors. And competitors need to describe this malfunction and write solution of this problem. So they fill the report after watching the video. Our third model is the FPV flight using a simulator. Oh, just a moment. So they use a simulator, and they need to pass the track. So on the competitor side, they have only laptop and radio control equipment, and this software helps them to improve their piloting skill and demonstrate it to us. Yeah. So, and our finalist model, autonomous flight coding. On this model, competitors need to recognize, need to determine crowd
crowd on the polygon and determine who has a sick or who doesn't sickness. So how it works, what about competitors' watch? They send to us a code and we share with them information. So this is a camera view. This is a flight zone view. And also our expert shared the view from the remote venue. This full information helps competitors to get full understanding about the flight and about problem with the coding or autonomous flight. So now I would like to finalize my presentation. And so we have different age categories starting from 12 years old and includes college students, university students, young specialists, and program of retraining. It helps to people to change their profession and get newest skill and find a new job. So for this one, our equipment, we use educational quadcopters, which help us to develop the skill of assembling and programming and piloting. And one of the main thing we have, we use open source platform, which allows us to combine community, to create a big community, which includes developers of the software system and hardware, such as a Raspberry and PX4, and community of the drone specialists who like to work with it. And our system allows to start learn students from educational drones, such as Clover, and get them actual knowledge about industrial drones, because the software and electronic devices of the brain of the drone are same. And this cable, this umbilical cable, allows to combine education and industry. Also, we provide different activities using our open source technology, and our participants, our students who loves drones, they can participate in any competitions. Includes World Skills Russia, includes different competition in Russia, and of course in the world, such as IMF and MZIRC. So, and recently we start the program about which helped students to realize their idea using through the drone project's activity, and it helps them to get experience and demonstrate their skill on the competition, such as World Skills. This is an example of the students' project who performing different tasks on the drone using open source technologies. And also it includes a drone show and 3D scanning drone. So, and finally, what I would like to say, about the big ecosystem around the World Skills and COEX. And we are, as a global partner, we can help you to combine industrial and educational parts or in your country, and started from education and go to the industry. And this is a good practice to prepare it yours to solve different tasks in the future in the industry. Thank you for your attention. join to our community. And if you have any question, you can ask me directly, or also you can ask Anna or Natalia about our skill and about our type of work, and more. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. I believe that those who are not yet in the team of the skill, now want to join your team and your skill after your report. Dear colleagues, maybe you have some questions to our speaker. Or if you have questions later, you will have opportunity to ask them in the end of the meeting. Svetlana, will you be with us in the end of the meeting, or we should forward the questions to you directly?
It depends. So up to you. It's I think we can create a meeting after we collect all questions.
Okay, thank you. Then we go to our next speaker, Grigoriy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All.
Grigoriy.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you and see.
Very good. Oh, some questions in the chat. Slides not that clear. It's, I guess. Can you see my slides? Is it good presentation? Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it. It's a comment of the previous, I suppose.
Okay, nice to see you all here, and some of you we met already. I see a lot of friendly names that we already talked and already done the skill camp together, and that's very good that you're here. First of all, I want to say about that is strategic importance of the world skills in Russia. This was a great event that we hosted in Kazan in 2019, and our government and Ministry of Education and Science and all government supported very well, and still supporting world skills like strategic importance, because we understood that it is a great tool for our country to manage our vocational educational programs and educational programs and so on. That is a very good community for us. How it was in Kazan in 2019, we had a lot of skills with the robots. One of this skill we will talk a little bit more today. It is a robot systems integrator. And also we had a robotic welding skill. We had a digital factory in Kazan. We had a plastic dye engineering also with the, we had a composite technologies. We had Internet of Things also with the robots. That's mean that robots are very popular, and we see that robotic that robots help countries to get a nice a good price of the products which are creating in the plants, and it can be a global global markets, the new global markets with a high quality products and so on. Robot system integration, we will talk today about this systems. Is the competition about how people can operate robots, how can design robotic systems, configuring, repairing, debugging in industrial robots. I mean, real industrial robots which work in the plants with the welding, with the palletizing, with different applications. Here is some examples, but here is a big plants like car automotive business and tier one business. We call it tier one in the industry. It is about the spare parts for the cars and so on. But now is the global trends is that robotics everywhere in the production, not only in the automotive business. It was the beginning of the robotic industry, and now is average robotics robotic project is it's like 1 or 2 robots, because small business can also buy this robot. When it starts in the 60s, when robotics started in 60s, it was like a price of the robot is nearly, I don't know, million. And now it's very low pricing because it's very popular tool in the production. And we have a lot of applications, different kind of applications with the robots all over the world. The history how it began in Russia in the World Skills, the skill about the robots. We had a first competition in December 2015. It was like presentation of we have different kinds of World Skills championships in Russia, where we have high tech. We call it high tech. It is for the industry. The specialists, the employees from real plants are come to this event and compete with each other for the best of the best. And next we understood that this is a great tool for to check the professionalism of a specialist by a lot of marks. I mean, you can just not say that he looks good. I think he's a good professional, but they were doing real stuff, and we checked by more than 100 criteria, and we understood that this is the great tool. Yes, and next we moved to the national finals year by year, and we gained a lot of from one championship to another, a lot of experience and so on. And then it was a world championship from World Skills International in Kazan. It was on August 2019. So we made a with our great global partner FANUC. We made a presentation of the skill for different countries, and previously we just had some like trainings together with different countries, but it was like not a global competition. It was just trainings with the national teams and so on. And we went to a lot of activities was already in this is in 2018, 2019. It was France, done a great job in this, and Korea and China team was also developing something, and it was great that we had a opportunity to do this presentation for globally in Kazan, and it was really a wonderful time. I will show you a little bit later in this presentation how it was. After that, we had national competitions, also national finals for high tech, for the industry, and more than 50 regional championships for this year, for this years, and it was really nice time. Just sorry, moment. WorldSkills occupational standard sections. Yes, about this skill. It's important that is here is you can see it's WSSS. It's WorldSkills standard specification, and now it's called WorldSkills standard occupational standard. Sorry, specification occupational standard. And very interesting that to look at this, because this is what should know what professionals should know, yes, to be a professional. And here it's very good that not only hardware skills, yes, here is also software. I mean, not software, soft skills. We call it soft skills. It's a communication and interpersonal skills. It's organization and management. This is the presentation and communication that the competitors can work in team, and they can do their communication with each other, with the experts and so on. Because in real life, they not just doing the hardware job, they need to do their also communication and the presentation of what they have done. And this is, I think, very important that you do not only hardware skills, you take attention on the soft skills also. And this is how it was in Kazan. This is competitors and the experts. It's a China team, it's a Germany, France, Russia, and also there was Belarus and Armenia team. And it was a very lovely time in Kazan. What about the offline task? What we had in Kazan? Yes, it was an educational cell with the different parts. It was the machine checks, input tray, deburring tool, assembly tray, output trays, and your connection terminals and the sensor switch. And it was this is the, you can see it on the photo in the right corner. It was the special prepared cell for a task for deburring and assembling of the parts. It was there has also the vision system, and it was from the beginning. You should do the task from the beginning till the end, also with the documentation and the presentation of this documentation. It was like creation of the robotic cell from the beginning till the end, and it was a very good task from my opinion, because it was from the beginning to the end. Like this, we had a layout. We had a different cells here with the robots, with tools. We had a expert room. We had a competitors room, workshop, and so on, and the briefing area. And also we had a junior skills there. It was very good to see how juniors can take a part in a such industry skill, because the smallest boy, I think he was from Armenia. He was like something like 11 years old. He was a really small boy, but he enjoyed this time, and he done a great job with the robot, with the real industry robot. And for me, it was very it was very good. And also other experts from different countries, all was excited about this activity for the small children, that they have chance and they have possibilities that they understand, and something they do maybe even better than us. And it was very, very perfect. This was our skill looked like this. It was different robotic cells with different tasks. This is also from our team, how it was in Kazan, different robotic cells, experts working. This is also from Kazan, the photos. And what I want to say from this championship, offline championship is a great opportunity for different countries to do the communication, to do the competition, to go for developing the skills and so on. And it's a great event for all over the world countries, in my opinion, and it's a great experience also for the competitors, because they go in the area with a lot of countries in one place, and if you it's a great experience, I think. But now we have some issues that is maybe not every time possible to go to the different countries of this pandemic situation and so on. And we decided to make to try to make something online. Yes, and we had this experience in previous in August. We finished at 31st of August, and we made a skill camp of robot systems integration. It was like 15 countries, 30 competitors, 24 experts, 2 observers, and it was online championship, fully online, and it was also a great experience, I think. It was held, I mean, the system, the technical system, it's also the building, what you see on the picture, where our lab is located, is the museum of the first president of Russia, Boris Yeltsin, and it's a very lovely place also, and with a good connection, and it was really nice. What we've done, yes, we had like 4 days. It was like 4 days training, because we didn't know about the level of the competitors and from other countries, because not all the countries was in a Kazan and so on, and we were thinking about how to make it, because we have a different time zones. And if it's in Russia, it's possible it's evening. In Brazil, it's also it can be early morning or night or something like this, because that's why we decided to split by 2 groups, all competitors. And this is, I think, is also like an advantage of the online event, that we can split groups by different time zones, and they can compete not all in one time, because you know, it's maybe sometimes it's hard to work at night, and somebody is working at day, and it can be a problem for some competitors. That they can sleep a little bit, and that's why we made it. We have this possibility when we are doing this online, and we split it by 2 groups, group A and group B, and it was like everybody had a chance to do the task in the day time, and no night times and so on. And it was like split it by not all the day, because sometimes it's hard when you're doing the task all the days. Yes, from the morning till the evening, you need to go for work sometimes and so on, and that's like a light. This is also, I think, it's like advantage of the online, because you can split it by steps, and everything is clear. Everything is on the screen in the cloud, and when you stop, you just can continue tomorrow. And it was really great experience about this. This is how was looking our skill camp lab. This is the computers on which software was running, and we have some big screens for better to see the activities. We can just split by small pictures to have a great view on what's happening in the real time, and so on. And this is also from our lab here, this one, what we had. And this is the task, how it was online. The main difference in the virtual world is between the offline, yes, that we understood that in virtual world, in the online mode, if it's it can be connected with offline. Yes, what you done here, you can just simply load to the real robot and it will work same like in virtual mode. Yes, and the second stage that we will try to do, we will try to do this. Yes, to upload it to the real robots and so on. But here is also a great advantage because in the virtual mode, you can create even a plant of Mercedes-Benz. It's not a problem of the space of the booth. It's not a problem of the quantity of the robots, of the hardware stuff. It's we do not have a problems with the electricity, with the air consumption, and so on. Yes, and that's why this is also it was also very nice experience that in the online mode, online format, we do not have some problems with the space, with the electricity, with the hardware stuff, and so on. Yes, and this is the costs of the because not everybody have such big money to do this in the real world. Yes, but it's also important to have maybe some robots to upload your programs that you are not to check that and to learn that you are not just only in a virtual mode, to make this border something like this, that you can do it in the virtual mode and you can do it in the offline mode. You can just upload it, your programs and your regions and your simulation to the real world. And this is a very professional way and very exciting. And what we had a task, yes, we had a RoboCut machine, we had 3 robots, we had a rotary table, and we have some entrances, and we had a main conveyor, output conveyor, where the prepared details, we put it on the output conveyor, and it was like it went to the final assembly. And first of all, robot number 1 took apart, put it in the RoboCut machine where the spur gear was made. The robot put the spur gear on the internal conveyor and the excess metal put to the pallet number 2. After that, spur gear was moved to the robot number 2. Robot number 2 picked up this spur gear. This spur gear we installed to the rotary table. Rotary tables turn around, and then milling robot do the final finishing of this spur gear, and the rotary table turns around again, and the robot number 2 picked it up, this spur gear, and put it in the output conveyor. The output door is open, and the robot puts this final product to the output conveyor. And the idea was that different countries, this house looks like in the software. It's we use the RoboGuide software. It's very friendly and very nice software for 3D simulation. This is a FANUC product, and for the simulation we used this software, and also we had some different softwares for different tasks, but this was the main software. It's like FANUC RoboGuide. The task was everybody got a task with a detailed description of what they need to do and what they will have, and all the CAD files and necessary instructions and so on, and the grippers and some diagrams with the cyclograms, with the IOS connections, with what they need to do, and so on. And it was really wonderful, because we have even we had some of our friends there that was first time doing the robotics in this skill camp, because it was like a training camp. It was very nice time, and even who was first time, they done their job very well, and it was a good experience that we can explain and teach and get a result sitting in one country, and all competitors and all experts are located in the different other countries. And it was I think a great event that that many of countries said about this, that it's possible to do such events more often. Yes, because when you need to go to some country for the such event, you should pay for the planes, you should pay for the hotels, for the people load and so on, and a lot of costs. And not all countries have this money to travel many times around the world each year. And this was like a very nice platform that we can communicate, and we can develop skills, and we can do some events together by the distance, and this is not a problem for us. I mean, the location of the competitors and the experts, and this is really great, and that we understood this, and this is like a really global collaboration possible with in the professional skills, not only just talking by telephone. We can really create some nice things together, sitting in our countries. I mean, and it was a very wonderful experience. And this was the last point of the task, that all spool gears, what was created, they had a flag, the national flag, and the last stand was that all these spool gears from different countries, what you produce in your cell, this one, you produce a spool gear, and output conveyor went this spool gears to the last final assembly, and it was this was a final assembly that all spurgers fits to the special places, and it's moving the planet, rotation of the planet. It's it was like just it's really like this. I mean, yes, you produce your products in your country, and you send it to the also you export, you import these products, and it goes around the world, and it's moves planet, keep it moving, and everything is developing by this collaboration and community, and it is was very nice to see that it's possible and it works. This is how it was. That's how we see it on the and also everybody can see it, how they do their task in the online format. Everybody can see what's happening and can easily understand which level, which where competitor is now. Yes, and it was really nice that you can see it on one screen. A lot of competitors, what they are doing now, and it's also possibility for maybe some people maybe cannot go to the real booth, and I don't know, maybe they have some problems with the house or something else, and in online format they can just see it in the telephone or a laptop. What about the coming events? Natalia told already. I also want to say that we're waiting a lot of countries in Shanghai. It's now in Shanghai 2021. We will. I hope we will have a great championship there for the robot systems integration, and this is, you can see here what is already done. Yes, it was a Kazan 2019. We had a future skills camp. Now we will have a national final. It will start tomorrow for the robot systems integration, and we will have a BRICS Future Skills Challenge. It will be in Moscow in November. After that, we will have in January, we will have a Graz competition, Euroskills. It is, I hope it will be in January, and will have there like a presentation of our skill for Euroskills. It will be first time in Euroskills in Graz, and after that we will have Shanghai 2021, and after that we will have a St. Petersburg in 2022, and we cannot see it here on the road, but next will be Lyon, France. It will be 2024, and this means that now thank you very much for that your country took part or will take part in our skill, and it's I mean robot system integration, systems integration. It's a future. Future is today, and we can help you with if your country not yet in the community of the world skills, if you don't know from where to start, or you just need some help, support, or something, maybe trainings together or whatever you want, or you can just let us know, and we will try to do our best that we can to support you in these activities. And thank you very much for your attention. I will I think well, I finish for today. I think now I will give the words to Anna, or maybe you have some questions. You can ask it now. You just need to unmute your microphone and or write it in the chat, please, and I will try to answer. I see something in the chat now. Yes.
Thank you very much, Grigoriy, for your detailed report. Dear colleagues, if something is unclear by now, you can ask it in the chat, or you can unmute your microphones and ask it with your voice. Do you have questions? I suppose not yet, but maybe there will be questions later. Grigoriy, please do not leave the meeting. And we go on to our next speaker. We are done with future skills for now, and we have one skill that is already active skill of Russian national competition, but is not yet included to the international line. So we believe that sometime it will be included. And now our dear expert, Mr. Pavel Antonov, will describe this skill. This is the skill of surveying. Pavel, can you hear us? Pavel, we cannot hear you. So I suppose we can start maybe from a video about the skill, and I will check if our expert is on the connection. I'll ask my colleague Alexandra to show the video, to share the screen.
Hello! Today we meet surveyors everywhere in our life. It is architecture, building construction, cartography, land cadastre, land use planning and other important spheres. It is impossible to imagine construction of buildings, houses, bridges, different engineering infrastructure and a lot of other things without surveyors. Specialists should be able to work with various surveying equipment, with levels, with total stations, with GNSS receivers and even with 3D scanning systems. That is why the training of highly qualified specialists is our main task. Surveying, like many other specialties, is constantly developing, and new instruments and methodics of surveying appear every day. And graduates have to know how to work with the newest surveying equipment. Also, future specialists must know how to perform post-processing in office software and how to create drawings to solve various engineering tasks. Welcome to the world of surveying.
Dear colleagues, unfortunately, our expert has some technical issues. We need just a minute to check them.
So I will show you one slide this this minute. This is a slide what we used in the skill camp. Maybe it will help us to talk to each other. Just in the right, if you have, you can see the. If you have any questions, you can ask it in the chat, or if you need or you need to unmute your microphone, you just need to press this microphone with a red line, and you can just ask it with voice. With voice, I think it's even more better, much better, because we can hear you and discuss something about this, about our presentations, or maybe you want to share your screen and to show something to the everybody. It's also, I think, will be great. And now our expert is connecting, and we have time to discuss, I think, questions or some proposals, whatever you want. Please just press unmute your microphone and say it with voice.
Dear colleagues, Pavel is reconnecting from his mobile phone because he has some issues with his laptop.
Yeah, I see here Roy Ramirez. Hello, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello, Roy. Maybe you can say a few words about our skill camp. You were there, and I hope you can share the experience with the colleagues, and you can say a few words. Just 2 minutes, just if you want.
Yes, of course, it would be a pleasure to do it. To me, was a great experience, especially because I am not an expert, nothing close of that in this area, and I'm the technical delegate of World Skills Costa Rica. So my focus was in try to understand better the skill and see what kind of strategy that we can apply here in the country in order to develop that skill. So to me was amazingly interesting, especially because for someone like me that has no experience at all, you guide me, and so you try to explain me step by step, and so it was a training even for me. So I was really amazed that even I can, I did some small task. I can develop some of the tasks that you asked me. Of course, I would love to have more time in order to finish all the process. And I think it was a great experience. You have a very amazing way to teach and to share the skill and to involve people. I think this is the way that we can update our skills in in every country, and it's a great way to share knowledge, and a great way to share experience, to give the right position to the skilled people and the human talent, and then to give better opportunities to people. And one thing that I was really amazed about this skill is how even that you are in other country, you are living maybe in other continent, you are really able to do the program of a robot, and you can even work with a machine in other part of the world, and you can see the work happening in an industry. So that means that open the boundaries, that open the opportunities for people to work not just in industries in your country. You had the opportunity to work even from your home or from your office and do a job for other company in other continent. So I think that was really amazing, because that really open-minded situation that is not just focused into the labor market in your country, is a labor market in the whole world. So that was really amazing.
Thank you very much, Roy. Roy was a very, very, very successful expert and competitor at the same time, and he was very, very good in the robot systems integration. He was perfect job. Thank you, Roy, very much. You've done a great success.
Thank you, Gregory, for all the pacing you gave me step by step. So I also learned how to teach through you, because you really was able to go with me step by step, and that was amazing. So thank you very much. It was an amazing experience.
Nice to meet you again.
Не слышно. Dear colleagues, as far as we have some technical issues, we will use my microphone for the speech of Pavel. Let's check if you will hear him. Pavel, could you say something?
Доброго времени, уважаемые коллеги.
Dear colleagues, can you hear Pavel?
Yes, I can hear. It's okay.
Okay, let's start.
Уважаемые коллеги, прошу прощения за техническую заминку. У меня некоторые проблемы с подключением работы в таком необычном режиме доклада.
So, hello, dear colleagues, and Pavel is really sorry for these technical issues. He has some problems with the connection. That's why we will have to work in such a mood. But anyway, hope we'll manage.
Итак, во-первых, я хотел бы сказать и выразить огромную благодарность организаторам данного мероприятия за возможность представить нашу компетенцию на данном собрании.
So first of all, I would like to mention how thankful and grateful I am to the organizers of this meeting, because they gave us an opportunity to present our skill at this meeting. So now about our skill, it's surveying. So surveying is one of the most ancient sciences that we have.
Она возникла и развивалась, исходя из практических запросов человека.
So this science, it appeared long ago due to the practical requirements of the modern world.
Геодезические измерения для разделения поверхности Земли на отдельные участки производились в Египте, Китае и других странах за много столетий до нашей эры.
So thousands of years ago, they were using surveying practices such as stakeout, for example, long ago in China or in Egypt, for example.
Например, за 6 веков нашей эры в долине реки Нила существовала оросительная система, каналы, строительство которых требовало выполнения геодезических работ.
So long ago, 6 centuries before Christ, for example, at the Nile River, we had some watering system, a very ancient one.
Известное развитие наших вообще геодезических наук и работ последовало в середине текущего тысячелетия.
So if we speak about the modern surveying, it started to develop in the middle of this, like something like 115.
Период оживления торговых связей, мореплавания, возникновение потребностей в картах и планах.
So it was due to the fact that people needed cards and maps and plans for all the spaceships and crafts.
Можно на 2 слайда назад попросить, перескочили. Еще один. Вот как выглядит команда нашей компетенции. Анна уже сказала, что она представлена сегодня только на территории Российской Федерации.
So that's our surveying skill team. And as Anna has already mentioned, we have this skill only on the territory of the Russian Federation.
Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Кратко о нашей компетенции. Она относительно новая, несмотря на то, что наука сама по себе одна из древнейших, как я уже сказал.
So just briefly about our skill, as I've already said, the science of surveying itself is really ancient, but the skill is quite modern and new.
На данном слайде вы видите 2 программы. Слева можно увидеть количество регионов, субъектов Российской Федерации, которые увлекаются в участие в соревнованиях по нашей компетенции с каждым годом.
So here in this slide, you can see 2 drawings. And the first one, which is on the left side, you can see the number of the regions that are involved in our World Skills competition each year.
Это касается основной возрастной группы.
This drawing is about young professionals, adult category.
Безусловно, что в нашей компетенции есть и юниоры. Их можно видеть на правом слайде, на правой картографии.
It goes without saying that we also have junior category, and the digits about them is in the right side of the screen.
Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. На данном слайде представлены партнеры нашей компетенции, которые представляют крупные компании. Слева это шведский концерн «Hexagon». Справа это белорусская компания по разработке программного обеспечения Кредо. Ну, тут, в принципе, все внизу подписано.
So in this slide, you can see the partners of our skill. First of all, is Hexagon Geosystems, and the second one is Credo Dialogue, which are creating software for surveying.
Следующий слайд. Безусловно, что для нашей компетенции, которая специализируется в основном на полевых измерениях,
So basically, our skill major is field measurements.
дистанционный формат этого финала национального чемпионата был достаточно сложным.
It was quite a challenge to run the competition in a distant format for us.
Но мы справились, несмотря на то, что 70% времени наши конкурсанты проводят в поле, выполняя измерения.
So we've managed to do this just despite the fact that we have 70% of time that our competitors are supposed to be in the field doing all the measurements.
У нас в финале было представлено 31, получается, субъект Российской Федерации с точки зрения основной возрастной группы, ну и как на слайде юниоры 24.
So during the national competition, we had 31 regions that participated in the competition for an adult category, and 24 regions participated in the junior category competition.
Команда экспертов, которая состояла из 6 сертифицированных экспертов нашей компетенции работало практически 24/7 в течение 13 дней.
And we had our experts team that included 6 certified experts of surveying skill, and they were working almost 24 hours a day.
Мы получали в нашем центре управления соревнованиями постоянные изображения видео онлайн с 90 камер, расположенных по всей стране.
And live streaming from 90 cameras that were positioned all around the world were sending all the information to our competition management center.
В общей сложности мы получили более 1500 часов видеоряда, который требовал проверки с точки зрения критериев оценки.
And just in general, we had 1,500 different video recordings that were to be assessed and marked.
На этом слайде представлены фотографии с нашего центра управления соревнованиями, где вы видите работу 6 экспертов.
Here in this slide, you can see the pictures from our competition management center. You can just see the work of 6 certified experts that we have mentioned.
Я уже сказал ранее, большая часть работы в нашей компетенции происходит в полевых условиях.
So as I already mentioned, the majority of work we do during the competition is supposed to be done in the field conditions.
Ввиду этого, в рамках требований к нашему инфраструктурному листу на полигонах или на полевых площадках были установлены видеокамеры для онлайн-трансляции работы геодезистов в наш суд.
So due to this fact, at all the workshops and training centers, we had cameras installed so that we could see the work of all the surveying specialists.
Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Теперь я хотел бы остановиться более подробно на модулях нашего конкурсного задания финала НЧ для молодых профессионалов.
So now I would like to tell you a little bit in detail about the test project of our surveying skill for the national competition 2020.
Финал состоял из 5 различных модулей, требующих высокой квалификации и профессиональных навыков будущих геодезистов.
So speaking about the test project, it consisted of several modules, and all these modules had special requirements to the specialists. They were supposed to be highly qualified and have good skills.
Геодезист – это та профессия, которая никаким образом не зависит от погодных условий. Мы должны работать в любую погоду.
So if we speak about a surveying specialist, he is not to be dependent on the weather. He just supposed to work in any weather that is outside.
Будь то дождь, снег или жара, мы должны выполнять наши измерения с точностью до первых миллиметров.
So no matter what we have outside, whether it's raining or it's snowing or it's cold or really hot, all the measurements are to be precise and really accurate to the millimeters.
На данном слайде как раз представлен наш модуль А, первый из 5, где ребята выполняют измерения с помощью электронного тахиометра.
So in this slide, you can see the pictures where our competitors are doing the first module, module A, and they were supposed to do the measurements with the help of the manual total station.
Задача конкурсантов заключается в разбивке проекта для будущего строительства на местности.
So, and the task itself for the competitors was to do a stakeout of project and to get this data for future building some buildings in this area.
Так как наша специальность подразумевает работу как минимум 2 геодезистов в поле, наша компетенция командная, состоящая из 2 человек.
Due to the fact that our profession itself, all the surveying specialists, they do not work alone in the field. That is why we have a team skill here, and all the teams are supposed to have 2 people.
Следующий. Ага, спасибо. После выполнения полевых работ наши конкурсанты возвращаются в компьютерный класс.
So when all the competitors are done with the field work, so they've done all the measurements, they go back to the computer class
Для того, чтобы выполнить обработку данных в специальном настольном программном обеспечении.
in order to process all the data in the specialized desktop software.
Результатом работы конкурсантов является подготовка детального топографического плана местности.
So as the result of their work, all the competitors are supposed to get a specialized topographic map of the area they were measuring.
Команда экспертов, благодаря трансляции рабочих столов конкурсантов из различных регионов, выполняет детальную и точную проверку тех навыков, каким образом выполняется отрисовка плана.
So, and all the experts from the assessment team, they have access to the screens of all the competitors and they can supervise their work and to understand how they are drawing these plan and maps.
Абсолютно все видеоданные хранятся в общем хранилище данных по необходимости предоставления им экспертам.
So all the video recordings from the screen of the competitors are stored in one special platform so that when they need some kind of information, they can refer to this platform.
После того, как наши конкурсанты немного передохнули в камеральных условиях или в компьютерном классе,
So when the competitors had some rest, we mean their work in the conditions of a computer class,
они снова берут геодезическое оборудование и возвращаются в поле. Следующий слайд.
so they again take their surveying equipment and go back to the field.
Как я уже сказал ранее, мы представляем в компетенции геодезия соревнования для молодых профессионалов, юниоров, но и также не забываем о навыках мудрых.
So as I've already mentioned, we have competition for young professionals, we have competition for juniors, and also we never forget about the skills of the wise.
Здесь, в третьем модуле полевых заданий, перед конкурсантами стоит задача выполнения прикладных геодезических задач с использованием уже автоматизированного тахиометра.
If we speak about Module C, our competitors are supposed to apply their knowledge and skills using the automated total stations.
После выполнения модуля С конкурсанты получают все необходимые результаты для экспертов непосредственно на борту тахиометра.
So when the competitors are done with the Module C, they get all the data that is needed for the assessment procedure just with the help of this automated total station.
Ввиду использования таких автоматизированных тахиометров, обработка данных в офисе не нужна. Конкурсанты через интернет прямо из поля отправляют данные в наш суд для проверки.
So due to the fact that we are using these automated total stations and all the data is stored just there in this total station, it is just possible for the competitors to send all the data that it needed for the assessment just directly to the competition management center.
На этом их полевые приключения не заканчиваются. Следующий слайд.
So that is not the end of the test project.
Ребята приступают к модулю Т, который подразумевает работу со спутниковыми технологиями.
So next, our competitors go to work with Module D, and Module D is connected with the work with the satellite technology.
Работы геодезических работ не привязан ко времени суток, поэтому конкурсанты могут выполнять его и в темное время суток, снег, дождь и так далее.
It doesn't matter what daytime we have outside, whether it's night or day, our competitors can perform and do the tasks of the test project. That is why in this picture, in this slide, you can see them doing the test project, I think, in the evening.
Основная задача, стоящая перед конкурсантами в модуле D, выполнить разделение площадного участка, как на скриншоте внизу.
So the main task for the competitors, if we speak about module D, is to do the stakeout just the way you can see it in the picture.
Для разрешения земельных споров между соседями, которые владеют двумя смежными участками.
So for example, if we have a situation when some neighbors have some territorial issues and we can somehow solve these issues with the help of this module.
И, наконец, после выполнения модуля D конкурсанты возвращаются в камеральный отдел и приступают к финальному модулю E. Следующий слайд.
When the competitors are done with module D, they can go to the last module, module E, and they are going back to the computer class to do that.
Модуль подразумевает работу с технологиями наземного лазерного сканирования, востребованными во всем мире.
So this module presupposes that the competitors are supposed to work with the terrestrial laser scanning, and this technology, we mean terrestrial laser scanning, is in high demand all around the world.
От традиционных геодезических измерений, о которых говорилось ранее,
Извините, еще раз, не было слышно.
от традиционных геодезических измерений, о которых говорилось ранее,
Oh, in comparison to the traditional measurement systems that we were speaking about before,
технологии наземного лазерного сканирования
so this technology, terrestrial laser scanning,
позволяют осуществлять сбор данных
just gives an opportunity to get all the data
со скоростью до миллиона точек в секунду.
at the speed of 1 million points per second.
В результате таких измерений получаются трехмерные облака точек, представленные на фотографиях на слайде.
And as a result of these measurements, we can get a 3D models of these point clouds that are presented in this slide. You can see the pictures.
Сказать о том, каким образом данные технологии могут применяться на производстве, я приведу далее несколько примеров из жизни геодезистов.
So in order to tell you how this technology, terrestrial laser scanning 3D models can be applied and used in a real industry, I would like to give you a few examples from the life and work of surveying specialists.
Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Для того, чтобы визуальные эффекты выглядели максимально реалистично,
So in order to have all the monuments and buildings to look realistic in a real life,
разработчикам локации для видеомэппинга
so the developers of this or that location for video making,
было необходимо предельно точно считать
or be really accurate when they were planning the steps.
Для выполнения высокоточного расчета требовалась подробная трехмерная модель здания Большого дворца, который представлен на слайде.
And we needed a really accurate model, for example, to build the Большой дворец in Russian and the Grand Palace that is presented here in this slide.
3D-модель была использована при создании уникального по своим масштабам лазерного шоу.
So this 3D model was used for creating a unique, due to its scale, laser show here at this location.
Для такого видеомэппинга использовалось 18 мощнейших проекторов
So for this kind of mapping, we used 18 just the most powerful projectors.
Которые отображали картинку на фасад длиной 300 метров.
So they were giving the picture to the facade of the building, and the distance was 300 meters.
И этого лазерного шоу можно посмотреть на портале YouTube.
You can see that laser show on YouTube if you want.
И все это сделано теми технологиями, с которыми наши конкурсанты работают в модуле Е.
And all of that was done with the help of the technologies that our competitors are using in Module E.
Следующий слайд. Здесь вы можете видеть набора в Рязанской области для будущей технологии обмерных работ.
Here you can see the pictures that are taken in Ryazan region. This is the cathedral, and that was made for measuring works.
Результатом сканирования был подготовлен компьютер чертежей.
So as the result of the scanning that have been made, we got a set of the drawings.
Снова наши конкурсанты умеют выполнять такое задание.
And our competitors are capable of performing such tasks.
Следующий слайд. Мы очень хотим, чтобы в нашем блоке Future Skills в ближайшее время появилась возможность работы ребят с беспилотными летательными аппаратами.
We really want that our competitors in the future skills section would be able to work with drones.
Вы уже видели ранее в докладе, управление беспилотником при работе очень напоминает компьютерную игру от первого лица.
So as we have already seen it before during our meeting, drone operating looks very similar to the computer game.
Вот с точки зрения какие точные и актуальные данные,
And from this point of view, you can get really accurate and precise data.
эти данные являются основой для планирования и проектирования строительных проектов.
And this data can be used as a base for planning and building different projects.
Отличным примером использования технологий сканирования
So one more good example of the usage of scanning technologies
может являться археологическая реставрация с помощью сканирования.
and it can be this example can be forensic analysis and also archaeological works with the help of scanning.
В данном случае технология сканирования использовалась на основе сканирования слепков черепа монарха.
And in this case, this technology was used for scanning the scalp of the monarch.
Готовый 3D-портрет короля Шотландии Роберта Брюса
And that was the King of Scotland, Robert Bruce.
был представлен публике в документальном фильме
And they presented the portrait of this very person in a documentary
с названием «Глава короля»,
which was named the Head of the King.
который завоевал международную популярность.
And it was really international popularly.
Следующий слайд. Сегодня 3D-данные, собранные с помощью лазерного сканера, более подробно и наглядно отражают картину места преступления.
And as for today, the data that was get with the help of the laser scanner can better reflect the situation that happened at the crime site.
Стоит подчеркнуть, что эти данные не изменяются независимо от продолжительности их хранения, потому что они находятся в цифровом виде.
It's important to mention that these data that we get, it's not changing because it's stored in a digital format.
Другими словами, благодаря технологиям лазерного сканирования, трудности визуального воссоздания места преступления отменяются навсегда.
So, in other words, we don't have any problems and issues with the different situations when we need to organize a crime site.
Следующий слайд. Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Давайте.
Давайте.
Безусловно, что и кинематограф современного класса не проходит мимо физических измерений.
So it just goes without saying that cinematography is also involved in the sphere of these surveying measurements.
Одним из первых примеров использования технологий сканирования в кинематографе был фильм «Терминатор Генезис».
So the first example of usage of these surveying technologies for measurements was the film that everyone I think knows is Terminator Genesis. I guess, is it a problem only I don't see the slides and the presentation.
Иду.
Anna.
I suppose we will fix this problem maybe in a minute if Alexandra helps us. I think we can go on.
Okay. Anton?
Sorry, just a minute. Pavel, could you repeat?
Окей. В условиях сканирования Арнольда команда фильма сделала слепки и эффекты сканов Арнольда, как показано на фотографиях.
So when the film team, they made the scanning of the Arnold's face, so they made all the models after the scanning.
Потом эти данные загрузили в специализированное настольное программное обеспечение.
So they uploaded all these data to special office software.
Выполнили работу с облаками точек.
And they did some job on the point clouds.
И сделали так, чтобы все выглядело красиво, как на фотографиях.
And they made it look as good as we see that in the pictures.
Затем взяли череп, как в правой нижней фотографии, поместили его внутрь, начали моделировать.
Then they got a skull and they put it just the way you can see in the picture and started modeling the way so that
Специалисты работали с настоящей глиной, как будто создавался макет для самого первого фильма.
so that all the specialists were working like they were working with a glue just the way the scheme for the first film was created.
В результате получился безупречный макет,
So as a result, we got just a good model, flawless model,
на котором под кожей лица терминатора виднеются части черепа.
and we can see under the skin of the Terminator some parts of the skull.
И, наконец, финальный слайд. Уважаемые коллеги, наша команда экспертов очень хочет и рада сделать все возможное, чтобы привлечь вас к нашей компетенции и постараться вывести ее на мировой уровень.
So, dear colleagues, our team of our experts is really ready and glad to do everything so that you also would be involved in the work of our surveying skill, and also to do everything to help our surveying skill become an international one.
Огромное спасибо всем, кто находится на этом собрании. Огромное спасибо за организацию выступления. И еще раз прошу прощения за техническую накладку, связанную с нестабильностью интернета.
I would like again to say many thanks to everyone who is today present at this meeting, and also thank you very much for the organization of that meeting. And once again, we are really sorry for the technical issue that we had to face.
Если у вас есть желание узнать более подробно о нашей компетенции, задать какие-то вопросы, просьба обратиться к Анне, у нее есть все мои контакты.
If you are willing to know a little bit more about the skill itself, or you have any questions you'd like to ask, you can address Anna, because she has all the contacts of Anton and she will pass them to you.
Еще раз огромное спасибо и берегите себя, пожалуйста.
So once again, many thanks. Take care.
Спасибо большое, Pavel. Thank you very much, Pavel. So, dear colleagues, sorry that we are not following the timing today. I suppose we can finish our meeting. If you have questions, please share them in our Telegram chat or by email, and we will prepare the answers. And I would like to say that we will be glad to see you tomorrow on our last meeting. It will be dedicated to manufacturing and engineering technology. And we will discuss this sector on the example of the skills electronics and welding. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.